Hi, this is Chris Wilkie with group number 4 for EDAC 631. This is video number 2, and we're going to talk about course takeaways, and I'm going to be the spokesperson for everyone in the class. I'm going to summarize kind of our overarching ideas of how we felt with what we thought with the class and go from there. Then I'll tell a little bit more about how each individual person felt. Overall, we thought that working in a group project expanded our knowledge of the adult and community education space. We thought it was interesting to work in the group projects. Some of us liked individual, wish it would have been more individual. Some of us didn't really care for the individual assignments. We liked the group side of things. So as a group, I think we liked what we did as an assignment, but I think we all would have liked our own style of assignments as we went through it. So we would have liked more of a self-directed phase. As for discussions in the rest of the course, some of us really liked the discussion board format. A few people in the group did not. So it's just an interesting perspective from how the course is structured with the discussion and everything. And I think that leans into kind of our overarching idea of formal education. People have different ideas of what they should be doing at some point, and there's different motivations for taking this course. So I think it's interesting, and our dive into the formal education system provided some insight as well. So I'll talk about my exact takeaways here in a minute. But let me start with giving you what Kyle thought. He said, during the course, I've learned that adult education is an important education system that does not only include colleges and universities, but also public and business education through private and public organizations. The term androgyny was something that I never heard before this class. Education, it was education. If you had to differentiate for different people, but as the course went on, a lot different than differentiation. High school students are not adults. Some may be more mature than others, but adults have experiences they can be drawn from, and their motives are vastly crazy and different from than of a less experienced person. So Kyle was not a huge fan of the online discussions. He thought maybe instead of weekly discussions, they may have a few more individual assignments. He thought that it was a little clunky within the discussion board on Blackboard, and there's too many resources that were available for someone to go look through something. And he also wanted to comment briefly on the group project. At first, he was not a fan of it. He wanted to do a project on his own. He kind of came to grow to enjoy the group project. But overall, he just really wished there was a little bit more cohesion with how the group projects were done. Our group was more of a style of we were going to divvy up the tasks, and we kind of were experts in our own content areas, but weren't able to fully grasp everything within that project. So let me talk about how Kathy what she took away from this course. She said adult education is a vast decentralized field that is continuously evolving. The reach of adult education opportunities is virtually unlimited. Adult education as an academic field seems to me to lack cohesion, most likely due to the diversity in the field. As an adult educator, through exposure in this course, I began to think about much broader learning opportunities. I work at an urban community college, and now I see more avenues for learning that I can encourage my students to pursue. She also wanted to say, as an individual participating in this online course, I found these assignments very frustrating and largely unfulfilling. This is not in any way an indictment of the group partners who have been wonderful. It's the class structure and the mandate to collaborate. The collaboration didn't feel genuine. I felt like the assignments were chopped into pieces and divvied up and then put back together to create the appearance of a cohesive collaboration effort. Without in-person time or group video chats or opportunities for lengthy group discussion, the final products were not, in my reflective, true collaborative work. The categories assigned to each of us also felt artificial, and there were a great deal of topic overlap without excellent editing or time to really blend our ideas. She really wasn't a fan of the group project structure in this course. Now, Derek and I kind of share the same perspective within the class. So this is my second class with Dr. Chang, and I really like this style. I see that these classroom discussions really give people the ability to focus in on the questions and the ideas that they like, and they allow themselves to expand upon that. And when that happens, I find that you get a little bit more excitement from the course. And I know we had Kathy and Kyle's, they weren't a huge fan of it. Since I have done this course once, I felt like it was pretty intuitive and I was able to go through very quickly. Derek says he enjoyed the class and the discussion style format. Now, when it comes to the group assignments, I think we had a little bit of a tight timeline on most of these. We waited a little bit to get started in the class before we assigned the group projects, and then it was basically all three assignments relatively quickly. So that kind of goes back to Kathy's comment about how it felt like we were rushed and we couldn't really blend the ideas in there. But I do think that we learned a lot from the assignments. I'm one who fully thinks that if you read through the ideas and start thinking and you're able to put your words in and help with the group projects, you do learn from it. I feel like we have very good resources from this course, and I think Derek agrees as well from his writings that we have, that he felt like it was a rewarding experience. We just think it could have been structured slightly differently with maybe two group projects. I think this e-archive is a little strange. Derek agrees as well, but doing the educator paper and the portion with the organizations, I think it would have been a better take if we would have each written a paper about the organization or an educator and then had to synthesize and reflect upon what we learned as a group, and that turned into our group project. I think that would have worked well for both scenarios because then we could pick an educator that was interesting to us instead of having to establish it as a group. And then once we're able to put that together, then we can actually kind of do that implication section as a group. So I think if I was redoing this course, I would have your initial adult education assignment that we did, two other additional individual assignments, and then two group assignments. Those individual assignments would be a 2 to 3 page paper over the adult educator of your choice and within a specific field, and then over the organization of your choice within a specific area. And then those group assignments would be a 4 to 8 page paper where you would go down and you would start doing the implications, you'd start comparing, contrasting, and kind of building knowledge from that. So that would be my recommendation. Of what I would kind of recommend within the class. That's completely up to Dr. Chang, but that's just our feedback as a group. Overall, I do want to thank Dr. Chang and Travis again for all of their hard work with this course. I think that it went really well, and I think my group members do agree and have fun with that. So I hope that everyone has a great rest of the semester, and I'll see you guys all in the summer.